We trying to get paid.
Making money, make it, dollar,
We trying to get paid.
making money,
Make it save and invest, stacking up checks. Let's go.
I know I'm absolutely late for this episode. I mean, I know it. I literally just got back into town. On the plane from LA, I told myself no matter what time I get home, I'm going to upload something tonight. So here it is. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Lasali Nungu. Press like on this video right now. Let's talk about the trading day for 9/23/2020. The day before was an ugly day. Yesterday was a boring day. And today was payday for me and the SPX traders who trade SPX expirations. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been following my trades on that Twitter profile I gave you, Black Box Stocks number 3 Twitter account, you've noticed one thing. I am 3 for 3. Market pullback today, 2.5%. People don't realize how rare it is for the market to pull that hard, particularly more than 2% in one day. But volatility has just been such a frequent guest of ours as traders recently. You got to go back to 9.9 or I believe maybe 9.8. 9.8, yes, for the last time we saw a 2% move in the markets in one day. And before that, you got to go back even further. I mean, you got to go back to I think, yeah, you got to go back further than that for another 2% day. But the idea is that volatility has just been so much more frequent lately. And we're going to continue to see that as we go into the elections, folks. For the next stage of leveling up on this channel, I want to introduce Excel spreadsheets to your trading and to the trading world. I mean, we're constantly, talking about leveling up here and learning how to do more. Well, that's really the next step, is learning how to get Excel involved. And we're going to start talking probability. I mean, go back to your idea of high school and finding the mean, median, the mode, finding those averages in the levels that are, constantly showing up over and over again. That's something that I've just recently started doing over the last several weeks and been, applying it to my SPX strategy. And I want to bring it to your attention. This is the kind of investment math that works with indexes and ETFs. You can't really do it with stocks because single stock risk is so unpredictable. I mean, a CEO can rape somebody and the stock can go down 20%, right? You can't predict that, right? Speaking of prediction, if you listen to my show, you should know exactly what you should have done with Tesla today, right? I told you guys people were positioning themselves for the dump, and that's exactly what happened, right? I don't want to hear anybody talk about how, it was because it was a horrible show or they were unprepared or that it was a letdown. No, we found out some amazing things during this battery day, right? Car batteries that are used to go these long distances are now down 80% in build cost over the last 10 years. That's insane, right? 10 years ago, it was virtually impossible to build a $40,000 electric car that could go 500 miles, right? That was unthinkable. Now it's a possibility. And as Elon Musk said, a 1,000-mile car for under $20,000 is not only the future, it's practically inevitable. So we're talking about the end of fossil fuel usage in our lifetime. I mean, do you understand how huge that is? And if you don't understand how big that is, for proof, go look at the refinery stocks, right? Pull up, an ETF like XOF, right? Pull up a leveraged inverse ETF like DRIP. That was up 10%. By the way, that play is going to 100, right? People are throwing away these refineries. They're throwing away these oil and gas stocks because they understand the kind of how big of a disaster of an investment field that this is going to be over the next 10 years, right? If the West, if Europe, if China really starts to embrace these EV vehicles like we think they're going to. It's going to be a no-brainer for people to move from combustion engines to these EVs. It's going to be a no-brainer in terms of cost, of ownership, simple enjoyment, performance, dollar to performance. It's going to be a no-brainer to go to an EV vehicle. Forget about the government, subsidies. Those are going away. But the cost of manufacturing these machines will continue to go down and down and down and down. And the cars will get better. They'll look better. And the oil and gas industry will go broke. They will go broke. So you want to talk about a trade for the next 10 years? Let's talk about Exxon being possibly kicked out the S&P 500. Oh, yes. That could very well happen in our lifetimes. We've talked about that on this show before, where you have companies every 10 years, right? The top 100 companies, trade places with some companies that are small and growing, and they end up not even being in the S&P 500 at all. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself. Financials, pull up XLF. What a disaster. I mean, every bank looks horrible. JP Morgan, Citigroup, Wells Fargo. I don't even know what this Wells Fargo CEO is talking about. He's had a horrible week. This being Fed week, everything coming out of Jay Powell's mouth has been horrible. Everything. Nobody believes the stock market is in a recovery. Nobody wants to give in to more stimulus, right? And we have a president who won't even commit to a peaceful transfer of power. Did you guys see that? Can you believe that? This man is literally saying that even if he loses the election, which most of you conservative listeners will let him get away with it, right? That he'll stick around. And you conservatives will let him do that. Because for you, it's not about the idea of America. Fuck all the stars and stripes, the Constitution, the Pledge of Allegiance. You guys don't give a fuck about none of that. Let's be honest. I know what you really care about. I know what you conservatives really care about. All right? Because I know you. I've grown up with you people. I know you people like the back of my hand. I know what's really important to you. I do. I've made many videos on that, and I'll continue to do that. All right? Those other things are just props. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got 41 days. We've got 41 days. Listen to me. 41 days. If you're over 40, 50, 60 years old, you're fucked, man. Your 401k, forget it. I told you guys 2 weeks ago, my old man, he's in cash. We're in all cash right now. It's taken a couple of weeks to get the cash in hand, but we are in cash, right? That's what we want right now. I don't want any digital numbers in the bank. I want cold, hard cash until we go into the election, and then we see whatever happens, and then we go through that. We'll deposit it right back in there once we know it's all good. But I'm not playing around with my old man's money. You better believe it. We're not playing any games with digital. No, we need to see the money right now. I need the money right now. I'm holding more Bitcoin now than I've ever had in my goddamn life. I don't even like Bitcoin. But the day before the election, you better get yourself some cash money, and you better have it handy. You guys think this is a fucking joke. These people out here are ready to take some lives to stick around. You better listen to them, and you better believe them. Getting back to these stocks. I mean, look at this. NVIDIA, Honeywell, AMD, Verizon. These companies are literally in free fall, man. And look, I understand we're what, 12%, 13% from the highs. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world, but you better prepare for it like it is, because I'm telling you right now, this man loses by 2 million votes, and I don't want to continue to repeat myself, but I don't know what could happen I don't know what could happen. Dave and Buster's had to go ahead and dump that shit, ticker PLAY. Company came out and said they're filing for bankruptcy. RRGB, they might be right behind them. Both of those stocks out of my trading account. Huge earnings for Carvana, but forget it. If the market continues to come down, they're coming down too. Look, guys, you better be ready, man. We got some real volatility coming our way. Those of you guys hanging on to that buy and hold crap where you just kind of long everything and you just kind of buy blindly, and you're going to pay bigly. Okay? You're going to pay bigly if you don't know what the hell you're doing through what I predict is going to be some of the most volatile days of trading over the next couple weeks in front of us. We don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, we could be going into January, February of next year without knowing who the president of the United States is going to be. Do you know what that does to an investment account? If you're a working class American and you don't really have a lot of money to risk, you guys keep playing around, man. And I'm going to be here recording the whole thing. You better believe it. You better believe it. I'm recording this just like this. I go back and listen to some of my videos with my friend John Bogan. I can't believe we were so right on some of our plays. Well, it's your boy Sal. Until next time, tomorrow is another trading day. Trade well.